So it is Sunday evening, the end of the weekend, and you're starting to make a mind shift to things like unfinished projects, looming deadlines, emails that needed to be sent or responded to, existing meetings that have already been set up, and all the things. And what you really want is to be able to have a productive week, get all the things done, and stay on target for your business goals or events or projects that you're working on, and have things go smoothly, right? So in this live stream, I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips on how to recharge for the weekend and then refuel for the week ahead, and be able to optimize the results that you're experiencing each week, and being able to end each week feeling fulfilled, feeling that you accomplished all that you needed to accomplish, that you met your targets, and all is well for you as a CEO. I'm Stephanie Treasure, online marketing strategist and business mentor, and I'm coming to you with another edition of Let's Talk Business Growth Live. These are some live streams that I've been doing each day to share with you marketing, business, productivity, mindset tips to help you to stay on track to growing your business to your next level and beyond. So thank you if you've joined me over the past few days on these live streams. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome. Even though I'm saying live stream, I'm streaming this live in my Facebook group. But after I do these sessions, these live streams, I have been syndicating it on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, and on Instagram. So if you're joining me there, welcome to this video as well. It's really good to see you. Go ahead and comment below and let me know where you're logging in from. And I'd love to hear, as a business owner, specifically, what do you do? What kind of work do you do? Who are the kind of people that you help, and the benefits that they get from working with you? So take the time, if you get a chance. If you're multitasking, I understand, but if you have a chance, go ahead and comment below and let me know where you're logging in from and what you do. So welcome again to this edition of Let's Talk Business Growth Live. And I've titled this live stream, this edition of the series, Let's Talk Business Growth Live, Recharge, then a Refuel for the week ahead. And basically what I want to share with you is 5 tips to optimize your results each week. And these tips are best utilized, or this exercise is best done on the day before your week begins. So if your week begins on a Monday, then a Sunday is a great way to do it. Or if your week begins on a Tuesday, then on a Monday, right? I used to have an accountability partner from a previous program that I was a part of, and she gave herself Tuesdays and Wednesdays off for personal reasons. Those are the days that worked best for her as the CEO of her business. So her day before would be Wednesday. Right? So that's why I'm making adjustments depending on what the day before your week begins, right? But these are 5 tips that I want to share to help you to optimize your results each week and really feel like you're ready for the week ahead. You have, done the recharge, which is the resting, and you're able to refuel and have all engines firing the way that they should be, so that you truly have a productive week that's optimized for your best results, right? So here's the first tip that I want to share with you. On the day before you return to business hours, right, after a weekend, after some period of time off, think about the top 3 to 5 things that must get done by the end of the week. You may have, a few years ago, there was I don't remember if it was a book that it came from, or someone who was a guru in success principles. Not Jack, is it Jack or John? Not John Maxwell, right? Or Jack Canfield. I don't remember who wrote the success principles, but this was where the person, the writer, the author, the creator of this principle, came up with the top 6 most important things to do the next day, right? And he suggested that you write down those things the night before, so that you know what they are. You can go to bed with a clear mind. You can hit the ground running on the next day and check off these 6 most important things that must get done. If nothing else gets done, those 6 things will get done. And so this first tip that I'm sharing with you is a play on that, or taken from that, where if you know the top 3 to 5 things that must get done, right? And you position yourself and kind of plan your week, carve out some time, or make sure that you line things up to allow you to do those things. And these 3 to 5 top things are, this would be unique to you, your business, what you're working on at the moment, what you're trying to accomplish, a phase of business growth that you're in. Whatever the case might be, this is going to be unique to you. So what are your 3 to 5 top things that must get done? Start, carve out some time on a Sunday or the day before you go back to work and create that list of things. And I would dare say even calendar those things in your week so that you actually make the time that those 3 to 5 important things or tasks or projects, whatever they are that need to be done. What are those things? Write them down and make time to do them, right? So that's the first tip. The second thing is to think about the big outcome that you would like to see happen by the end of the week, right? At least one big outcome, right? Something that's short term, or it could be something that you have been working on for some time and you're at a place where it could be completed over the next few days. And you're going to set the intention that you would like to actually have it complete by the end of this week. What is that big outcome? Declare that big outcome that you'd like to see by the end of this week. Something specific, hopefully too, that really can move you and your business forward, okay? So, again, write these things down and know what they are so that you start your week with the intention that these are the things that are going to happen, right? The third thing is to think about connections, right? Important connections that you need to make with either team members, with clients, or with colleagues, right? Each week, as business owners, because we can't operate and be successful in a vacuum. So there's certain connections that I'd like for you to be more intentional about making, not by happenstance or not by route, but really taking the time to think about who do I need to connect to this week. It could be that you have a weekly team meeting, so that's automatic. But let's just say that you want to connect more with business owners, or there's a colleague that you've been looking to collaborate with that you haven't had a chance to have a sit down with that business colleague. Can you write that down? You can write that down and reach out to that person and actually set a meeting to connect with them, possibly setting the meeting this week for a future date, or possibly being able to connect with them this week. It could be with clients that you need to follow up with, or potential clients that you need to follow up with, right? Leads that you can follow up with and see how they're doing and see if they're ready to get more serious about being a part of one of your programs or working with you, right? So think about this, on the Sunday evening or the day before you start the week ahead. What important connections can you make in the week ahead? And write down with intention or note or calendar the time to make those connections, okay? The fourth thing is think about what you will focus on as a CEO and what you can delegate. Because we know that there's only 24 hours in the day, and actually not all of those hours are devoted to business or work time, because we do need to rest, we do need to spend time with family, and we have other responsibilities. So really zone in on and set the intention of what you will focus on during the week ahead and what you can delegate, possibly even with the top 3 to 5 things that must get done this week. Which of those things have to be done by you? and which of those you can delegate. Be very clear and intentional about that and get it done. Delegate what can be delegated so that you can zone in on the other important things that needs to get done. And the fifth tip that I have for you is to think about either the number of hours you'd like to work this week, ideally, or the length of your days this week, right? Kind of the same thing, just versing it a different way, right? And juxtapose this against the fact that you do need to take time off. You do need to recharge each day. It's not just for the weekend. You need downtime, you need family time, you need rest time, right? So be intentional about how many hours you'll work each day and the time that you will log off or finish client meetings or finish client work, and be able to switch gears and focus on self, family, and the things that are important to you in life, because it's not all about business. And yes, I consider myself driven, and I like to work with driven business owners, but you definitely need to have boundaries and cutoffs for how much time you're devoting to work and business and how much time you're devoting to family, self-care, downtime, and rest, right? So really be clear about that time, those boundaries, and start your week intentionally and be ready to observe those cutoff times and boundaries. Make sense? So those are the 5 tips that I want to share with you to help you to optimize your results this week and each week, and really be able to recharge over the weekend and get your rest and downtime and family time and all the things done over the weekend, and be able to refuel for the week ahead and have that week be more productive. So those 5 things are to think about and note the top 3 to 5 things that you would like to get done that must be done by the end of this week. Think about and set the intention for one big outcome that you would like to see happen by the end of the week. Think about and be clear, write down important connections that you want to make this week, right? Think of clients that you want to follow up with, leads that you can follow up with, colleagues that you can set meetings with, team members that you need to follow up with. And 4th is be clear on what you'll focus on and what you'll delegate. And 5th is to be clear about the time, the number of hours or the length of the days that you want, what you want your week to look like in terms of the time that you're giving to it, and observe those clear boundaries in terms of the number of hours you work this week or the number of hours you're working each day, so that you can recharge during the end of the day, each day as well. All right. So that's what I want to share with you on this edition of Let's Talk Business Growth Live. Go ahead and comment below, again, letting me know that you're here, where you're logging in from, and what you do. And then let me see what I put here for my call to action. I know I had a call to action. I think it was to, where did I put that? Okay, comment below and share with me how you're setting yourself up for a productive week ahead. Comment below and share with me how you are setting yourself up for the week ahead. So if it's that you're going to do one of these things that I recommended, go ahead and comment that below. Or if there's a system that you have to set yourself up for success each week, go ahead and comment below. I'd like to know what that is as well. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next edition tomorrow of Let's Talk Business Growth Live.